Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Real quick, man, before we get into it, man, I know y'all just saw the collage of everybody that's been supporting the merchandise. I'm going to have the link to the description of the merchandise via the Print Champs available in the description of this video. Make sure you get your merch, man. Hoodie season is approaching. We about to have these bad boy logos on everything. Hoodies, whatever. You know what I'm saying? People have been copying the merchandise at alarming rates, and it's my job to make sure that it's stocked via the Print Champs. It's my job to make sure it's just a click away. You ain't got to ask me for nothing. All you got to do is click, buy what you need, go ahead, wet. You know, that way. You know what I'm saying? We try to make things as easy as possible. Listen, man, we got a couple of things to talk about. One being Bleacher Report releasing the NFL power rankings. You know, power rankings are basically at this point just a guess of who they think is the toughest team, then the second toughest, then the third toughest, then so forth and so on. This is my thing with the top five. I don't really have any gripes and concerns with the top five, except for, you guessed it, the Dallas Cowboys being number 5. How are the Dallas Cowboys a stronger team than teams like Tampa Bay, who just got probably the greatest quarterback of all time? They still retain the same coach. They got more firepower. They got more weapons. Dallas has a new coach. Dallas has the same unproven roster. And you know, and the reasoning for some of this stuff is laughable to me. You know what I mean? This is why media manipulation, man. It got to be somebody helping these dudes help these guys. You see what I'm saying? I'm starting to look at it like that. So, you know, the first couple of paragraphs of the reasoning why the Dallas Cowboys are in the top 5 of the power rankings went something like this. You know, if they can get their roster to, come on, bro. Come on. How many times are we going to use the excuse for underachieving for certain football teams? I don't understand it. I can understand why Pittsburgh have a high power ranking. Ben Roethlisberger, who's won multiple Super Bowls, is on his way back. I can understand it. The Philadelphia Eagles are 12th because they don't know where to put us. You know what I'm saying? Just the respect. You know what I mean? Just no respect. I don't think that your power ranking should be good if you didn't make the playoffs the previous season. Man, that's just me on the power ranking, man. That's just how I feel. But power rankings don't mean nothing. Just like combine times and stuff like that don't mean nothing to an extent. The Philadelphia Eagles have a problem, man. We got to first of all, this is breaking news. I want everybody to understand this before we go on into the meat and potatoes of this video. Every team is going through injuries right now. It's not just the Philadelphia Eagles, Eagles Nation. We're not the only team that is going through injuries. We're so used to the word injury that we think that, listen, 80% of these injuries are minor injuries. There's only one player, to my knowledge, that needed season-ending surgery on our roster. A soft tissue injury is a minor injury. Please do not fall into the trap of panicking. Do not fall into the trap of worrying about week 1. We will be full staffed. We will be full staffed week 1 and ready to roll, minus a few players. Now, obviously, Jalen Reagor might not play. Alshon Jeffrey might not play. Brandon Brooks is not going to play for sure. And now we get on to Will Parks. Now, the Will Parks injury, with him supposedly missing 4 weeks, I believe, is this is an important injury. I'm going to tell you why. Because he's a guy who is a standout on special teams, and he also can play, you know, at the safety position. It's ironic because Jim Schwartz just talked about the safety position earlier today and how it was some challenges, man, because safety is a position to where you got to learn about all the moving pieces via preseason and via live game action. So, you know, being down a guy like Will Parks is kind of alarming because Will Parks is a young player with experience. Kayvon Wallace is a young player with no experience. Will Parks would have been able to get some of them snaps in some crucial situations. And it doesn't help that Avonte Maddox is also day-to-day. So, and you know, this is worst case scenario. If Avonte Maddox, who is projected to be our CB2, doesn't start week 1, and you also are down Will Parks, you may have to even entertain bringing Jalen Mills back to cornerback. And that could start some controversy there because Jalen Mills is paid to be safety. You know what I mean? Teams make moves like that when they want to bring a guy back who know the system because they can bring him back at a discount. Listen, we'll put you at your natural position because that natural position is a discount for us. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to have to move Jalen Mills back to corner. So you're going to have to figure something out. So Sidney Jones may be getting some playing time. And this is a problem that I have with the Philadelphia Eagles. When the Philadelphia Eagles, are up the draft, they do things like draft hurt players and they draft unproven players. They kind of skip past the big name and they want to go give somebody else a chance for some weird reason. When you do things like that, you get stuck with a roster with a roster full of guys who are unproven and who are unproven in positions that need to be shored. You know what I'm saying? You need to have some of these guys in these positions, in these positions on the field at critical times. You can't have an unproven cornerback. Sidney Jones is considered unproven until otherwise. Now, he finished the season on a strong note, but Sidney Jones is one of the players on the hot seat. Now, with Devontae Maddox not being 100%, who knows if you have to keep Sidney Jones now? Who knows if you have to keep Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas, who are not a great combination on the field together? You know what I'm saying? But we're not going to dwell on that. I feel like that our team is going to go out there and take the win week 1 regardless. You know what I mean? We could start talking about that, right now. It's almost time to get into the keys to victory. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to do that, right now. I'm going to save the keys to victory till later on down the week. But yes, we're about to start bringing back the keys to victory, meaning that football is on the horizon. I think that we'll be well prepared to take control of a Washington football team who I think honestly don't have a chance to beat us week 1. I just don't believe in the Washington football team at all. They came out and said they're starting Dwayne Haskins. I don't think Dwayne Haskins is buns, but I think our defensive front could give Dwayne Haskins fits. I think that, we're going to take care of business week 1. I would like to come in week 1 as healthy as possible, but you can't get what you want all the time. And I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? In other Philadelphia Eagles news, it doesn't look like there's going to be any crowds there. We all know about all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the injury is the biggest concern. It's the biggest concern for me because, Will Parks is a guy, a high energy guy, a multi-talented safety that we could get a lot from. But I want to emphasize this. I cannot emphasize this enough, Eagles Nation. We are not, and I repeat, so all your little Cowboys friends that like to text you and send you messages about every time something happens to one of your players in the health department, you have to sit down and take a breath and say, listen, we are not the only team dealing with injury. It's happening across the NFL due to the lack of team workouts in the beginning of the year due to COVID-19. So what everybody else sees as an alarming threat, we shouldn't see it the same way because, one, we're well prepared to deal with the next man up thing. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing it for a very long time. That's how we get hats like this, dealing with next man up. A lot of people that's, jumping the gun and wanting to make fun about our guys having minor injuries right now, never watched their team get a hat like this. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are what you call, non-factors when it comes to sports talk. Minor injuries, a soft tissue injury does not mean Carson Wentz is now for some reason injury prone. It's a soft tissue injury. The team has an obligation to make sure that these guys are ready week 1. Why risk worsening a soft tissue injury in practice? But it is what it is, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that these injuries are just minor. Basically, they are minor. And I think that we'll be good to go moving forward. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We still on the quest to 13,000 subs before the season kicks off. It's getting tight. I need probably like 185 more subs. So make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you do all that stuff. I'm going to tell you guys real quick the importance of liking videos from your favorite YouTuber. When you like videos, it forces YouTube to do their job and to boost their algorithm so you can get guys like me and Philly 500. Speaking of Philly 500, me and Philly 500 got a video that's going to be coming out on September 11th. Yes, September 11th. We're doing it for the troops, 9/11, man. We got a video coming out. It's going to be right after the kickoff game, the Thursday night game. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to be chopping it up, me and my guy 500. You know what I'm saying? Also, this coming Friday, I'm for another special project I got going on. I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions of the 53-man roster. Got something cooking up with Gate City Sports. I think Philly 500's on that as well. my guy Philly Fresh, Philly Mike, you know what I'm saying? And probably a couple other Eagles YouTubers, man. But the season is coming. And I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles are doing the best that they can with the way that this minicamp had to shake out. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe.